Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play King's Quest II: Reimagining the Throne. In the first video, we started exploring Kolyma. We saw Grandma's house, we saw the monastery, we saw the bridge and the door, and we ended it off by going into the dwarf's house and entering, or rather breaking and entering, to get the earrings, as well as a pot of chicken soup. And our explorations continue. So, let us now go further ahead, and hopefully we won't get caught by that dwarf again. I don't want to be caught by that dwarf again, because if he runs into you, he will take one of your items, and we will need to insert 1B, which is the back of disk 1, and press return. There we go. Want to be careful over here, because there is another nasty enemy that I do not want to run into. We may see her, we may not. But there is a cave in this area, and it doesn't look very inviting, all things considered. We got little skulls on totems here. This forbidding cave is a home of Hagatha, the wicked old hag. There are human skulls on stakes at the entrance. This is not a reassuring sign. Gee, you think, game? And I would hate to go on in and get caught, but, well, I can always restore if I need to. Well, there's Hagatha and there's a cage. But we can't really, there's not really much of a reason to do anything there yet. And if we try to take the cage, we will die. Because Hagatha will find out that we took the cage. So, we are going to go further to the west, back to the beach. And while I could go to the north, is it possible to look at the very first screen? I believe it is. The screen where it all began. Let's look around. You see nothing special. Look, sand? Oh, the glittering white sand of the beach feels warm from the sun. The azure water of the ocean laps up to its edge. Well, at least we can look at the sand. And when you're on the beach and you see the water slap up against the rocks like that, the game will slow down, at least the Apple II version of the game will. But we can still look at things. When we look at the rocks are the usual sort of rocks, nothing special. Well, alright. Let me see if I can go. There we go. I have to say, I know there's a path through here that's kind of obscured by the rocks. You'll have to press up and left a couple times while going north on the screen to find it. Can we look at the ocean? The calm water of the clear blue ocean looks inviting. Unfortunately, we can't get anywhere on it. So we're just going to go north. We're just going to keep going north and see what happens. And that's a weird thing on the ground. You notice a rusty trident lying in the grass. Let's take the trident. It's a really weird object to find here, but by picking it up and carrying it with us, we gain 3 points. Apparently, Graham has deep pockets, which is Sierra's way of explaining, at least in the hint books for the first 2 games from way back in the day, for why you don't see King Graham fumbling a bunch of items. That would have taken more memory than Sierra could have probably ever afforded at that point anyway. I mean, there wasn't much in the way of disk space for these games. They weren't that big. It's not like these games were like 2 gigs or something. No, you only had KB to work with instead of GB. Let's put it that way. And if we go over here, we will see a lake. We want to go to the lake. We might as well go ahead and look around here. Look, you see nothing special. Look, lake. What a lovely little lake. Its sparkling water looks so clean and fresh. That reminds me, I need to look at the house when I get the time, because I didn't do that in the first video. Now, if we go in here, Graham will struggle to swim, but if you type in the word swim, you'll be able to swim in the water. You only have a limited amount of time to do that before Graham drowns and dies. So you want to be careful about that. I believe if you go into the water and press the plus button, you can also do that. Oh no, the old hag Hagatha is nearby. You can hear her cackling and smacking her gums as she comes closer. She would love to have you for dinner, and I don't mean as a guest. Get out of there, Graham. As slow fast as you can. Where did we go? We went over there. We're north of the thing. We want to be careful near the cave, because we are near the cave where Hagatha lives. And if we're not careful, we're going to get nabbed and we're going to die. She will eat us for dinner. She will put us in the pot. We get the death animation. We get the death music. We get the whole 9 yards. Look. Do not want. You know what? Because she wants to give me a hard time. Look, tree. Can we type the command in ahead of time? Yes, we can. Many trees shade your way as you journey through the land of Kolyma. Look inside tree. You can't do that, at least not now. I don't want you around. Stop. Can you look inside that one particular tree? Look inside tree. Because, as we now know, we can type commands in ahead of time and then just press enter to pull the trigger as soon as we need to. You can't do that, at least not now. So it's not this screen. Well, we can't do that here, but we can go to the east, insert disk 2 with the front side up, press return twice, because that's how these things go. And we will now be on another screen. Hagatha better not be here. Look inside a tree. We can't do it here either. Also, we can't look underneath. We can't walk over that branch there. Can we do it here? Look inside tree. Look tree. What is this? There's a little door built into the... Okay. That's ridiculous. There should be... No, it's not this tree either. You better not get near me. I don't like you. That's my purse. I don't know you. Oh no, the dwarf caught you. You should check to see if he stole anything. Oops, that cost you 7 points. He probably took the earrings. Well, because we're near the dwarf's door, what we're going to do is we're going to do the thing all over again. So we're going to have to go back into the door go down the ladder again, and we're going to have to keep switching between screens until the dwarf isn't there anymore, until he decides just not to be there, because 1980s computer game logic. We lost the earrings. That's what I expected him to take. He's not going to take anything else. There are 3 treasures he can take. One of them is the earrings, another one is the brooch, and another one is the necklace. And we don't want him catching us because he'll just kick us out. So we have to get used to the screen drawing itself over and over and over again, because that's how these games loaded back in the day. These computers are not very powerful at all compared to what is around now, but you could still do things with them if you knew what to do and how to program stuff and knew how much memory you had and how much you use and all that stuff. And even then, they're still pretty fun, even if, say, they were super expensive back then. I don't exactly know how much an Apple II would have cost back in the day, especially an Apple IIe. I just know that I played with one when I was in middle school, and I was in middle school in the late 1990s. That should probably be showing what my age is at this point. And will this man ever go away? I would like it if he went away. Oh my gosh, come on, ay ay ay. Maybe being near that side of the screen at the outset was not a good idea whatsoever. Do you ever leave? Maybe I should walk a little further away and then come back. Great. He's probably never going to go away at this point. I don't want to keep doing this for the rest of the second video. That would just be comedic and comical and whatnot. And he just boots us out if we touch him. But have we lost anything? Let's open the door again. Let's see what happens. At least I got to show that off. So that's nice. Alright, let's go back down this ladder and head to the right here. Let's head to the east. Let's see what happens. Does he show up now? He still shows up. I want the earrings. Come on, game. If this keeps going, I'll just have to load from a previous file and just get everything that I got here, which wasn't much, and then see you back at the dwarves' house. Finally. I almost want to edit all that out, but I might as well keep it in because the hazards of games like this from the 80s and early 90s. This is what we old men had to deal with. Though there are people older than me who probably play these things on YouTube for the heck of it. And we now have the earrings again. Let us never go through that again, I say as I slowly trek through the house, because the animation of a fireplace with a open fire. I'm guessing that the dwarf has no choice but to do that to heat his home. I don't know when exactly this game takes place. Maybe it could take place in the fall. Just very early fall, just October. Though, well, all the trees in this game are still green. Leaves haven't fallen yet. For all we know, it could be early October. Let us never do that again. And now, I want to go up from here because that's where I want to go from this point. I still want to be careful of the dwarf because I don't want him coming near me again. And this is where I wanted to go from north of the dwarf's house. Look, tree. There's a sizable hole in one of the pine trees. Look, hole. You cannot see into the hole from here. I don't want to deal with you right now. Just go. Maybe I should have taken the protective spell. Maybe I'll do that. I wonder if I can get the fairy to show up again. Fairy will probably help. I just need to get on down to the monastery and probably go to the... Oh, yeah, it is east. I'm about to say west, but then I realized we need to go to the east where the door is, and maybe the fairy will be there. Maybe I have to keep switching between screens. I hope not. That would be bad. I hope we don't have to do that. But I would like the fairy to show up. Because if the fairy shows up, then that means we got a thing going on. What if we go... Yeah, let's do it this way. Maybe instead of doing it from the north, we can do it from the south. I don't necessarily want to go to that screen yet, but if I have to risk getting something stolen from me, by the dwarf again, I may have to chance it. At least this isn't like the first game where the dwarf steals something from you. You lose it for good. As you can see in this game, the game is a little more generous. It cuts you a little bit of slack here. But even though it's still possible to make the game unwinnable if you do the wrong thing. And if you get something stolen from the dwarf, or by the dwarf in this game, you can get it back. You can just go to his house, keep going between the two rooms in his house to see if he shows up, and if he doesn't show up, you can just open the chest and grab it again. All those 9 yards. Maybe the fairy only shows up one time. There you are. I need you. Come over here. I know this will go past my usual 20-minute limit, but I need this. This fairy starts to sprinkle fairy dust on you. Good King Graham, I'm here to help you, she says. I give you a protective spell against certain evil elements, but beware, for it lasts only a short time. And she does follow me around while she does this. So, we're now going to turn the disc over, so we can be on the back side of disc 2. Press enter twice, because this is apparently how it's working. Why do I have Twitter open on my laptop? I have no clue. There we go. And we need to go back to where I wanted to be, which means I have to go back to A, which is the front of disc 2. So let's get over here. Hopefully the dwarf won't show up on this screen. Good. And now we can go back to this screen. And hopefully we can go up to the hole here. Look, hole. When you peek into the hole of the pine tree, you see a mallet lying there. You have come across this guy. Get mallet. And because I got that beep there, when the dwarf got me, I had to press return. And we now have the mallet, and we have 2 points. We now have a way of doing things here. So, let us go over here. There is another screen for the cliff edge there, that pit we don't want to go down. And we're going to stop and pause here for the next video. Join me next time where we explore even more of this game. Explore more of this legendary land of Kolyma. I mean, it's kind of legendary at this point. This game's been around for 30 plus years at the time of this recording. And see what else we can find and discover and avoid and all that stuff. So until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!